mean, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Look, we do a lot of things in life that we don't necessarily need to do, but we kind of want to do them, and it's worth it in the end. Like at the Razorback game yesterday, I drank a few beers, had a couple cheeseburgers, a chicken sandwich, and a large fry. Sure, my body didn't need that, but dang, it was good, and I had a good time. It's kind of like my lawn this fall. You know, if you've been following along, it didn't need me to treat it this way. It didn't need me to not mow it and not water it and just let it go to, what's a polite way to put it? Let it go to poo. It needed all that tender love and care, like watering frequently and mowing frequently, and, you know, all that stuff we've been doing for the last 6 or 7 months, just on the grind nonstop. Well, that grind is just about to come to an abrupt halt, because we are in the first part of October, and the first frost or freeze is just imminent. It's gonna jump up on us here probably within the next couple weeks or so. So I get asked all the time, hey, what do I need to be doing when it comes to the big four: mowing, watering, fertilizing, and weed control throughout the off season? Look, I'm talking mainly Bermuda grass here. That's what I am. Warm season, Bermuda grass in the south. What do you need to do about those 4 things after that first frost just takes the life out of your lawn and it goes brown and goes dormant? Well, it's really up to you. It's kind of really up to you. I'm probably going to get one more mow in on this thing this fall, get her cleaned up, get her all edged and shaped up nicely again, and then be ready to put her to bed. Now, will I mow again during the off season? Maybe once. Now, I'm not going to make it a frequent thing, but after the first of the year, when I typically put down my winter pre-emergent, I will get the lawnmower out and fluff it up and pick up, mulch up any of the remaining leaves on the lawn, and just open it up a little bit so that pre-emergent can find its way through the turf better and down to the soil, get it watered in with some rain, and let it do its thing. That's my one mow for the off season. As far as a regular schedule goes, not for me. The off season is my time to just relax and enjoy the break. Watering, what about watering? Okay, look, it's obvious to tell I haven't been watering. Why does this look so bad right here? Why is this so dormant from heat and drought stress? Well, we have not had rain in 4 weeks. I have only watered it or mowed it once in the last 4 weeks. So it's been neglected, but it looks really bad here along this retaining wall because, well, one, it's been unusually warm for this time of year and those blocks from the wall heat up. But 2, there is, right along the back side of this wall, there's a French drain. So underneath this part here closest to the wall, there's just a light layer of soil, and then it's filled with backfill gravel for the drain. So much greener up here where the soil's deeper. Down here, the water, when we did get rain, found its way through the gravel and wasn't at kind of a readily available source for the grass, so it goes dormant there faster. So I have chosen not to water it. Looks like crap. That's fine. Does it need water during the off season? Well, this time of year in the fall, you still need to be on a regular watering schedule. If it's still growing and it's warm enough to be actively growing, you need to be getting water, okay? You might be getting some rain that will take care of some of that for you, but still looking at getting around an inch a week right now. Now, after it goes completely dormant, does it need water through the winter time? Yeah, it needs it, but we will get quite a bit of precipitation over the winter. We'll get some snow and some ice and lots of rainfall. So will I get sprinklers and hoses out throughout the winter to do any irrigating? The answer to that question is no. I'll take what Mother Nature gives me and roll with the punches. Now, dormant Bermuda doesn't have to necessarily be watered, but You know, you don't want it to dry out completely if you go through a major drought during the off season. You don't want the soil or the roots to get completely dry, so it needs to stay wet to a certain extent throughout the winter time. But again, typically that comes free from the sky and not from your own doing. I mean, during the off season, as long as you're getting some sort of water on the lawn once every 14 to 21 days or even once a month, you're probably just fine. But for now, as long as you got the temperatures for it to grow and you're still kind of doing your thing, stick pretty true to your watering practices. But once that first freeze hits and it starts going dormant, the frequency of your water needs will go downhill with it. All right, number 3, fertilizing. Look, you should already have your final fertilization in for the year, especially on a warm season Bermuda lawn. Once it goes dormant, it can't do anything with that fertilizer. You're just throwing it in the yard and wasting your money. It can't be utilized by the turf because it's not actively growing. So your fertilization needs should be taken care of for the year, and we will resume those next spring once we get to about 75 to 80% green up out of dormancy. All right. And the final one, any kind of weed control, post-emergent weed control that shouldn't be in your thought process right now. We should have already done all we could possibly do throughout the season to control weeds from a post-emergent standpoint. But from a pre-emergent standpoint, as I mentioned earlier in the mowing aspect, you can get you another round down just after the first of the year, around New Year's, to limp you along until your spring application, which will be the one that you use to prevent and target any crabgrass and the warm season weeds that will be shortly approaching after that. So leave the post-emergence on the shelf, use a pre-emergent after the first of the year to get you through the middle part of the winter. And I understand this doesn't apply for you folks that are under snow. Again, we kind of have to take the ownership of our own geographical location and our own needs for our lawn. It's really tough to give out every single detail for all grass types and all locations. Okay, so mow if you want. A regular schedule's not needed. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to help necessarily. But, you know, you do you. You do you. I'll do once just to make it look pretty again, because after it gets dormant and lots of rainfall on it, kind of mats it down and starts looking crummy. Second thing, water. Keep watering now, but as it goes dormant, after it goes dormant especially, water needs are a lot less. You're not as concerned on that 1 inch a week. As long as you get a little bit of water on it to keep it from really drying out over the winter, you will be just fine. No more fertilization till next spring, and pre-emergent, get one down after the first of the year. Now look, I am going to try something that I have never tried before this winter. I mentioned off the top of the episode that sometimes we do things that we shouldn't do, whether it be for our grass or for our bodies, like the field day I had at the game yesterday. But you know, we can always correct it, and I'm starting to feel a little bit bad. You know, I've really mistreated this grass right here, and if it weren't for my buddy old pal Sean that reminded me how bad this could be for it, because look, I'm letting it go into heat drought and drought stress dormancy before winter dormancy, and right now it should be growing its green leaves to photosynthesize and build up the carbohydrates that it needs for the off season. In turn, that will help reduce my chance for winter kill if we do have a much harsher winter. And I dropped the ball on this one, so I've got to make this right. So what I'm going to do this off season, and this might sound crazy, but I used to be a runner, so I understand the value of carbohydrates and the energy they provide. So I am going to bi-weekly throw down an application of carbohydrates, whether it be French fries or dry pasta noodles or some rice, whatever it may be. I am going to make up any deficiencies in the carbohydrates this grass should have been building this fall by me doing the right things instead of the wrong things, so that I make sure everything is all good when it comes out of dormancy next spring. I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself if something bad happened. So we'll get this on this lawn on the right diet plan. Don't you worry, we'll make this right. All right, my friends, all jokes aside, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support of the channel each and every week. If you find these videos helpful, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one.